Buckle. I am the Vice President for Student Council. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you to the annual Veterans Day program at St. Clair Central Elementary School. We are here this morning to recognize these honored guests who we will meet in a few minutes. Everyone please stand as Cub Scout Pack 161 presents the numbers.
And before they come in, we would like to thank the American Legion, Post 432 of Hammond and Roberts for donating our flags today.
Please remain standing as we sing Land of Liberty, which includes the Pledge of Allegiance. The SCCL Elementary staff will sing the Star Spangled Banner in music following.
I promise to be true.
Celebrating Heritage Day Month is important to honor all men and women who have served or are all serving in the United States. What we now call Veterans Day used to be known as Armistice Day. Armistice Day celebrated the day of fighting in World War I and ended November 11, 1918. In 1954, President Eisenhower proclaimed the day to honor all veterans. America's armed forces are the Air Force, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines.
Drawn from every corner of our nation, from every race and religion, these brave people have one thing in common, a love of country. And to love America is to love freedom. Veterans Day is a patriotic holiday, which gives us, all Americans, a chance to remember veterans and say thanks for helping keep America strong and free.
Thank you. I learned something new and I'm sure you did too. We would now like to share a video titled I Fought For You.
At this time, we'd ask students to just quietly turn their bodies to face the projector.
Something wrong?
Some people sure have short memories, and those who are too young to know need to be taught. Come on, I want to show you guys something.
quietly turn back to the stage, please.
Now we would like to invite each of our honored guests to stand and introduce themselves and tell us more about their service.
Excuse me. How do I look, Jennifer? How do I sound? My name is Bill Findlay. I served in the United States Coast Guard, which is not very typical. And I'm also a Vietnam vet. I served from 1966 to 1976 and did 3 years stateside tours and also a tour over in Vietnam. But more important than that, just like you, my son and his wife are also SCC graduates. They graduated out of St. Croix Central Bank, and Mike graduated in 1995, and Katie in 1996. And Mike is still in the Army after 17, 18 years. He's making a career of the Army. And like a lot of your teachers, he teaches math at West Point. So they're still involved with active Army life and also in an educational environment. Katie went on to be a medical doctor. And of course right now she has since left that Army profession, but she still practices as a doctor. But she learned her training in the Army as well. So, and I thank you kids for being here.
My name is Tyler Johnson, and I would like to thank my daughter, Kate Johnson. Kate, for inviting me here today. This means a lot to me and a lot of veterans to see the respect be shown. There's so much that we went through during our deployments that I want you guys to all just know that we did it for you. I served in the Army Reserves, and I was deployed to Iraq for 2 years.
My name is Ron Kane. My granddaughter, Maya Beener, should stand up please, invited me here today. Thank you. I'll make this very, very short. We all thank you very much for inviting us here. And the one thing that I would like to ask all of you to do would be to thank a vet, not only today, but whenever you see one. We appreciate it.
My name is Robert Cardinal. I was invited here today by McKenna Holger and Alex Holger. You stand up. Did 20 years United States Army Infantry and retired. Thank you for this great program and honor. It's been an honor to serve.
My name is Jonathan Holger. I'm also here with McKenna and Alex. I want to thank you two for letting me come in today, and all of you kids for letting us come in for you today. I joined the military when I was a junior at SCC High School in 2005, and I'm still serving in the Minnesota National Guard today. I did 1 tour of duty in Iraq, and it just means a lot to all of us to be here today. Thank you.
My name is Jim Bankston. I'm the grandfather of Ireland Grant. I can't see where she is out there, but there she is, my Ireland. I served for 33 years in the U.S. Army. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I was a helicopter and fixed-wing pilot for the Army for those 33 years. thank you for this opportunity to be here today and the invitation to be here with these other veterans. Thank you.
Good morning and thank you. My name is Jim Gottfredson. My connection to this school is I have two grandchildren, Dane and Chayton Gottfredson. If they're back there, if they want to stand. I joined the United States Coast Guard more than 56 years ago, and I served 8 years with them. And it was a great experience for me. I just want to say, when I look at your CARES responsibilities on the wall there, that the best way to do that probably is to live by the golden rule. Treat all others the way you'd like to be treated. And thank you again for this day.
Good morning, I'm Denise Gottfredson, so also here for Chayton and Dane Gottfredson. I served in the U.S. Army Reserves and the Minnesota National Guard between 1998 and 2007. When Chayton was born was when I got out. The other day I was going through my military stuff and Chayton said, "So you quit protecting the world to have us?" And I said, "You guys are important to me, but I feel like I'm raising you, so someday maybe you will protect the world." So I was deployed in 2000 to Bosnia, and in 2003 to Iraq, and thank you all for inviting us to be here today.
Hi, I'm Doug Harmon. I was an Airedale on a bird farm, which means that I was in the Air Department on an aircraft carrier during Vietnam. The reason why I'm here is my grandkids, Kendra, you stand up, and Cole, where are you? Oh, there you are. Hi, Cole. Thank you guys, and thank you all for letting us come here. Appreciate that.
Good morning and thank you. My name is Gary Snydock. I was in the U.S. Navy. I was in the United States Navy. I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia, the Naval Submarine Base in London, Connecticut, and lastly on the USS New Jersey during a tour in Vietnam. My grandson Thomas is in the 4th grade here, Thomas Iverson. And I just want you to know, we are all grateful for you inviting us here and putting on this program. But I want you to remember we still have men and women who are deployed in harm's way, and keep them in your thoughts and prayers as well.
Good morning. My name is Ted Paul. I was invited here by my granddaughter, Grace Galsky. I was in the United States Navy. I served aboard the Carter Hall. That was a ship that was in World War II. It was in Korea, and I went on it when I was in Vietnam. And it's going to be a long time ago. But I'd like to thank you all for inviting us here today. This is very, very good.
Good morning, my name is James Larson. I'm here for Piper Larson and Lillian Larson. There she is. I'd like to thank all these brave men and women. Excuse me, this is hard. I come from a long line of United States Marines. My grandfather, my father, and I. I served 6 years. I was in 6 or 7 different countries. If you guys look at a globe, I was in Guam, Okinawa, South Korea, Italy, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. You can look those up. I guess that's all I have. Thank you for this. Appreciate it.
Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Rohde. I work here, that's why I'm here. And I've got 2 children here. Annie's in 4K, and Ella Rohde, Claire's at the middle school now. I was a construction engineer in the National Guard. I went to Iraq and Kosovo. When I was thinking about today, because I always kind of joke that it's the one day I have to be serious, but I was thinking about our CARES acceptance. When you're in the military, you have to accept your duty, your job, what you're asked to do. And we accept who we work with, and we accept where we go and who we're going to help out. When I was in Iraq, one day we were working with Muslims that were there, Iraqis. And I had some of the best conversations I've ever had with some people that one day that I've ever had with other people I've known my whole life. And they accepted me for what I was there to help them and become free. And so acceptance is a huge, huge, important core value that you guys need to learn. It goes beyond everything that we can ever imagine. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Michael Hawkins. I graduated from St. Croix Central in 1962. My grandchildren are Gavin Hawkins in the 4th grade. Stand up, Gavin. And Maren Hawkins in kindergarten. Maren, where are you? There you are. I served in the United States Navy for 4 years in the Far East aboard the USS Ranger.
Hello, my name is Nick Dingman. I am Kaylee Dingman's father. And my wife Bonnie works in the kitchen. Wave at everybody. How'd I do, Mr. Nussbaum? Did I do all right? Thanks, buddy. I was in the Navy. I was a snipe aboard a bird farm. So for those who don't know, that meant I operated reactors aboard an aircraft carrier, USS Enterprise. And I also had 2 sons that went through SEC, John and Mark. And John is currently in the Navy, currently in harm's way on the other side of the planet, having hostile people take hostile action. So thanks for having us, and I enjoy coming to these programs.
Good morning. My name is Jim Carter. My granddaughter here is Kaylin. Where are you, sweetheart? Red, white, and blue back there. My wife and I, Sue, live in Athens, Georgia. Our son works for 3M. He came to Roberts, Wisconsin because he loves it. Our 3 grandchildren are in the school system. One has graduated from the school system. And I just want you to know that when I come up here, I've been to this school time after time. I've been into this community, and I don't think my son and his wife could have picked a better place on the planet than right here. So I'm honored to be here today. I served in the U.S. Navy. I was on a destroyer. One of our jobs was to protect the bird farms. We would be in a destroyer screen protecting the aircraft carriers in the central formation from submarine attacks. I was the anti-submarine warfare officer on a destroyer out of Mayport. And our friend here has his destroyer that's now deployed is out of Mayport. So and I want you to know this. As you see all of these different service people and all the different things that they've done, I just want you to know that I am very, very humble. I was on a destroyer for 2 years, and then my active duty ended after 2 years as an instructor in anti-submarine warfare in Key West, Florida, and I served in Athens in the Navy Reserve after that. I cannot tell you how much respect I have for these people who have put it on the line, who've been out in combat, Vietnam, Iraq, and as you can hear, politics ends at the coast. When you're out there, you're an American. Whatever you are, however you worship, whatever your race, whatever you think, you're an American. And I'm so proud to be an American, and I just want to thank you for having me here today. And it's an honor to be here and to feel the comfort of my family living in this great community. and so forth. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Bob Rowdy. I was invited by my granddaughter Raven Rowdy, second grader here. Raven. Thank you for inviting me. I was a soldier, Army soldier for 20 years. Spent time in Korea and Germany, and I too am proud to be American.
Morning, I'm Greg Beard, grandson Vincent Freeman. Invited me here. There we go, Air Force. I spent 24 years in the United States Air Force. I retired out of Minot, North Dakota in 1999. And the only thing I'd like to share with all you children right now, I did it for 24 years. I never had anybody try and tell me there's nothing I cannot do. If anybody ever tries to tell you there's something you cannot do, come see me. We'll talk.
My name is Tim Hine. My connection here at SCC is my son Nathan. He's in 3rd grade. Stand up, Nathan. The branch of service I was in was the United States Air Force. In the Air Force, I was a security policeman. I was in charge of overall base security, protecting people and protecting the resources that we had on the base. And then there was other deployments throughout the world that I really don't like to talk about, but it was a great experience. I can talk to my friends that I haven't talked to in 20 years. It's just like we just saw each other yesterday. It's a close bond that veterans have with one another. So I just want to thank each and every veteran that's sitting up here for their service for me. Thank you.
My name is Jack Sponchini. I'm Scott's dad and Mike's brother-in-law, Leo Weiss, second cousin. I did 9 years in the Army Reserves. Served 1 year in Iraq, and when I was in Iraq, I was called an advisor. I was one of the youngest advisors ever to work in the Iraq Army.
Engaged parent, Gail and Carmen invited me. I'm a resident of Arizona, but I served in the U.S. Navy on USS Blackhawk, and I was in for 3 years. And thank you for having me.
Tom Ellison, Carmen Schwallen, 4th grade, Cale Schwallen in 1st grade. I served in the U.S. Air Force from 1968 to 1972. I was in Southeast Asia in 69 to 70, and I was crew chief on F-4 fighters. Thank you very much for all of you coming.
Good morning. I'm Bob Shook. Brooks Carter. I'm my grandsons. They didn't invite me. Mrs. Wilson invited me. I don't know what's going on with the school district. She's been there for like 9 years, and she's still in kindergarten.
Hello, my name's Audrey DeGree, and Liliana invited me today. Liliana. I've served with the Minnesota National Guard for 10 years now, and I work full-time for them, so I enjoy it very much, and I want to thank everyone up here and everyone that invited us today.
My name is Fred Jordines. I'm from Roberts, and I graduated from St. Croix Central in 1963. And I served in the U.S. Army from 1963 to 1966. Thanks for inviting us.
My name is Jerry Apfall. My granddaughter Kelsey is right down here, kindergarten. I served in the U.S. Army and the U.S. Army National Guard. Thank you for inviting us here today.
My name is Luke Tajima, and my connection is to my stepdaughter Emily Collins. I see you back there, kiddo. I served in the Minnesota Air National Guard for 14 years. First 8 was as a aeromedical evacuation technician and flight medic. I served 2 tours into Southwest Asia, flying patients out of Iraq and Afghanistan. Thank you for having us.
Jerry Mikla, and I was invited by my grandson, Lucas Fitzmiller. And I was in the U.S. Navy 1966 through 72. And just want to thank you for inviting me.
Hi, my name is Roy Osmondson. I was invited here by Zelly Moore. Zelly, you there? Okay. Anyways, I was in the Air Force for 4 years. I served in the 60th Field Maintenance Squad. I appreciate everything you guys do for us here. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Paul Walker. I was invited here by Grayson, my grandson. See Grayson? Where's Grayson? Oh, there. I was in the U.S. Army in 1967, 68. We were in Vietnam. I very appreciate the school putting on this program. Thank you.
My name is Andy Rosopoulos. I'm here for my daughter, Sarah Rosopoulos, who's in the back of the way. She's my last one to go through the elementary school. So I've done many of these over the years, and as always, I'm so impressed with how this is put on, and it's an honor to be up here with all of these veterans. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jamie Dean, U.S. Marine Corps, 95 to 99, Sergeant. I'm here for Ian DeKing, my son. Thank you to all the vets, but I also want to say thank you for all the military kids out there. Ian was, my husband is a veteran as well. He retired Coast Guard. And Ian was born in Guam and has moved 5 different times and 3 schools in his life. So thanks for your bravery. Thank you.
Good morning, St. Croix Central Elementary. I'm Victor, and I'm here, invited by my daughter, Victoria, and Mrs. Standish' first grade class. I don't know if you guys can feel that, but I can feel that strong force in this gymnasium today. I'm going to speak a little bit about that force. To begin with, I think it's a great opportunity for you guys to realize how many service members are in your own community and all the different awesome operations and activities that they've already done and will do moving into the future. So a little bit about myself. I'm in the Minnesota Air National Guard, which is part of the Air Force, but more so a state force for the states. Probably learn a little bit more about that in some of your classes as you continue your education. The most important thing that I wanted to spend time to speak to you about is what we all have in common is that we have served our country, our state, our communities. And that's the most important thing that I can think of to speak to for as far as what I've learned through my travels around the world, that there's no greater thing to pursue than to serve. And so I wanted to thank you guys for your respect and honoring that. Keep up the good work, and may the force be with you.
My name is Skip Ballard. My son is Aiden Ballard. I served in the United States Navy from 1988 to 92 and did 3 tours overseas, including a 9-month deployment during the Persian Gulf War. And I just want to let everybody here know this is a great honor to be up here on the stage with these men and women. And it really never gets old here, and thank you. I mean, the video, music, we truly appreciate that, and we'd do it all over again. So, thank you very much.
My name is Joe Hellmuller. I was invited here for my 2 granddaughters, Lily and Lainey Hellmuller. I'm a Vietnam vet, former member of the United States Army. I'm still proudly serving my fellow veterans. Thank you for having me.
I'm Daryl Hansen. I was invited here today by my
grandnephew, Dylan Koss. I served in the United States Army from 1965 to 1968 and one tour in Vietnam. And something I'll never forget and never want to do again. Thank you.
Scott Hendrickson. I'm here for my grandson, Brody Cogdill. I was in the Navy from 1969 to 72. On a destroyer, I started Vietnam. And my father was wounded in World War II, so I've always got an appreciation for vets. Thank you.
I'm Reuben Coleman. I have 2 grandchildren here, Toby and Tiana Lindstrom. My kids all graduated from Central. I served in the United States Coast Guard in the mid-60s. And thank you very much for this.
My name is Jim Jeske, and I was invited here by my granddaughter Addison. And all 4 of my kids have graduated from this school, including Justin, who is still active in the National Guard, been in there for 15 years, on 2 tours in Iraq. And my other son, Jared, he's been in for 13 years on the tour in Afghanistan. So we've all been in the military. Thank you. Well, my name is Ralph Munkelwitz, and I was invited by my 2 grandsons, Benjamin and Colton Thompson. I served in the United States Army from 1967 to 69, and I was in Fairbanks, Alaska as a field radio repairman. And I want to thank all of you for the honor that you bestowed on us, because it wasn't always the case during the Vietnam era. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ernest Dietmeyer. I want to thank my grandchildren, Anna and Jessica, for inviting me here today. I had 3 children graduate from St. Croix Central, as well as a son-in-law and a daughter-in-law. I served in the Vietnam War as an infantryman. But I want to tell all these Air Force and Navy guys, if it wasn't for them, us infantry guys probably wouldn't be here. I went to Germany. I served stateside. I was activated regular Army for Desert SEAL. Served for 6 months. And all over. I think that's probably all I have to say. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm long-winded. I want to thank my fellow veterans on the stage today for their service.
I am Tony Kashmina. I had 7 children graduated here at St. Croix Central. I want to honor my brothers. The one, Henry, was a tail gunner on E-17, and they were shot down over Germany. I have a brother, Bernard, and he was in the Korean War, and he passed away just this last Thursday. And I have a son, Mike, that served in Vietnam. And I want to thank everybody for their service here on the stage, and I want to thank you for being able to be here. It's just too bad by law that we couldn't say a prayer at a time like this. Thank you.
Guess I'm not last this year. I'm Steve Erickson. invited here by my daughter, Amethyst. She's down there somewhere. I was in the Air Force from 2000 to 2005. I was stationed in England and did a tour in the desert. I just want to say thank you for inviting me. It's always an honor and a privilege to be up here. And I enjoy all the stories from my fellow veterans, and thank you.
Morning, everybody. Whoa, 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 whoa. Morning, everybody. Morning. I'm Jennifer Morrow. My daughter's Amethyst Morrow. Where are you, Stinky? Whoa, you're way up here. Holy moly, I'm looking back. That didn't work quite right. So last year, who was here who remembers my story real quick? What was it about? Yell it. It was about you. I was sitting in my tent, and I was sitting in my chair. Big no-no. And what happened to my chair when my sergeant major came in? Hello Kitty stickers. All right, we got a new one. We're gonna make it quick. Sorry, Mr. Roosevelt. So I'm sitting there. We're all down out in the field, right? And I'm watching around, and I'm looking for somebody, making sure nobody's sneaking up on us, right? Next thing I know, here comes a big black shadow. Boom, boom, boom. What do you think it was? It was a bear. So my sergeant major, yet again, comes over and he's talking to me and he goes, so why do you think that there bear is coming through? And I go, Sergeant Major, I'm in the woods. Why do you think there's a bear? So my sergeant major goes, I got an idea for you real quick. And I go, oh no, sergeant major ideas, those aren't always a good idea. Not at my rate. He goes, I got a game for you. You're gonna go and do some koala-fications. Koala bears, get it? Koala-fications. So what does he have us do? We sling up our rifles, we go over to the trees, and he goes, last one hanging wins. Grab onto your tree, your arms and your legs, and next thing you know, you hang on. First one to touch ends up doing push-ups. Needless to say, I didn't let go. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for giving me your attention back, you guys. Give everybody a round of applause.
Please join me in giving all of our veterans a round of applause in appreciation of their service to our country.
A moment of silence is a way to show respect for tragic events. Many people observe a moment of silence at 11 o'clock a.m. on November 11th each year to remember the men and women who have died during times of war. During the moment of silence, people usually bow their heads, remove hats, and remain quiet. A moment of silence may be followed by other acts, such as the tolling of bells, the release of doves, or performance of taps. Everyone please stand and observe a moment of silence.
Thank you. Students, please remain standing. Veterans and guests may be seated. Before we retire the colors, we will listen to taps.
Oh, stay standing. Stay standing.
Thank you all for coming and honoring our veterans. The Cub Scout Pack 161 will retire the colors now. Everyone please stand.
Thank you for coming to our program. Have a wonderful day.